I think Creators Wanted is a fantastic spotlight. It's a galvanizing campaign to bring together all of the storytelling we need to do in manufacturing with then the pathways on how, and bring them a variety of experiential tools to learn about what the career pathways are and the skills pathways and the opportunities in manufacturing.
The mobile experience is an opportunity for us to bring manufacturing to communities across the country.
Talking to young people and their parents and educators about the great benefits that a manufacturing job can have and how it can empower not only individuals and their families and their communities, but also really improve quality of life for all Americans. That really gives young people an idea of the skills that are necessary for a job in manufacturing.
They're going to see a mobile experience that brings to life key attributes in manufacturing. They're going to myth bust so that they can see the opportunities in the industry, learn how the industry is growing and expanding and is impacting people on a daily basis, making products we love and use every day.
Where the mobile experience can't be physically, we've figured out a way to replicate it into a digital experience for anyone across the country to access. That's more than a video. It's a choose-your-own-adventure interactive experience. We've designed this entire campaign to meet people where they are with the right messages at the right times.
We don't want to leave and have you say, well, that's great, now what? Creators Connect is our answer to now what. We're building a one-of-a-kind platform called Creators Connect, where we're going to cull what is working, where do you go for training, for skills development, for camps or other opportunities to learn more about opportunities in manufacturing. We need to hire people who have as little as 8 weeks of training or 8 years of training. So it's allowing us to magnify our impact now. It's giving us a stage to tell the story in and to bring in networks and partners in order to have us all doing more work locally to build these inroads, but also it's investing in the future so we can have a bigger impact.
That's what the Creators Wanted campaign is all about, Shauna. When you get young people to understand and you get their parents to understand what manufacturing is all about, they get really excited about being a part of that, about creating their own future.
By 2025, Creators Wanted will recruit 600,000 new manufacturers into the talent pipeline. Will increase the number of students enrolling in technical and vocational schools or reskilling programs by 25%. And will increase the positive perception of the industry among parents, will nearly double it from 27% to 50%. That's the opportunity before us. Together, we'll make the difference.
Good morning and welcome to Chandler Gilbert Community College. I'm Dr. Greg Peterson, president here at CGCC, and on behalf of the Maricopa Community Colleges, we are thrilled to host the National Association of Manufacturers for its annual NAM State of Manufacturing Address. The NAM is the largest manufacturing trade association in the U.S., and we think they made the right decision when they chose Arizona and Chandler in particular to showcase the best in modern U.S. Manufacturing. Manufacturing is an integral component of the work that we do here at Chandler Gilbert Community College and to the economy in Phoenix's East Valley. Manufacturing brings jobs, innovation, and all manners of economic growth for Arizona. And part of the mission of the Maricopa Community Colleges is to prepare our students for high demand, high wage, and rewarding jobs like those available at leading manufacturing businesses. We know that manufacturers are looking for their future workforce, and our career technical training programs are the perfect gateway into these careers. Chandler Gilbert Community College, Mesa Community College, and the Arizona Advanced Manufacturing Institute are working together to create multiple opportunities for students in multiple sectors of manufacturing. I am pleased to introduce my colleague, Mesa Community College's president, Dr. Lori Berquam, to talk more about that work.
Good morning. I am thrilled to also be here this morning and excited for what lies ahead. But before I get there, Mesa Community College, Chandler Gilbert Community College, and the Arizona Advanced Manufacturing Institute, also known as AZMI, and we have our very own Leah Palmer right here with us from AZMI. We are committed to creating a lasting footprint of collaboration across the East Valley and we wanted to support our local communities and our students. AZMI is a unique center of excellence created to help Arizona business and industry partners stay competitive and to provide a pipeline of skilled, career-educated, and ready-to-work employees. This important goal and regional work allows colleges and universities like AZMI to create programs that are flexible, high quality, and responsive to industry needs. We are honored that the work we are doing in service to our students and in sync with our industry partners is gaining attention for its impact and its approach. Today, we are thrilled to be able to welcome Jay Timmons, President and CEO of NAM. Jay has served as the NAM President and CEO since 2011. He also is the Chairman and Board of the Manufacturing Institute, the workforce development and education partner of the NAM. Since Jay took the helm, the NAM has doubled in size. He has expanded the reach and impact of the Manufacturing Institute and launched an unprecedented multi-million-dollar workforce development campaign, Creators Wanted. The NAM has become the one-stop shop for manufacturers in advocacy, legal action, workforce development, operational excellence, and news and insights.
In his capacity as head of the NAM, Jay gives an annual NAM State of Manufacturing address. He assesses the industry, its prospects, challenges, and opportunities for the future. We're all very excited to hear the NAM's outlook for 2022 and beyond. So, please welcome Jay Timmons.
Thank you. Thank you so much for that nice address. Get our technical issues worked out here. Are we good to go, Dave? All right. Thank you so much. Very nice welcome, and I particularly like the duet at the end. Really appreciate that. Dr. Peterson, Dr. Berkwam, to all of you, thank you so much to Chandler Gilbert Community College for welcoming us here to Arizona today. And thanks also to our partners at the Arizona Chamber of Commerce and their Manufacturers Council. They were scheduled to be with us here today. I'm not sure if they've made it quite yet, but Don Grove of Karsten Manufacturing, Guy Moose of Baker Boy, and I know Mark Gaspers of Boeing is here, and Mark is the chair of the Arizona Manufacturers Council. And I would like everybody here to thank Mark and Boeing, as well as we will from America's Manufacturers, for Boeing's announcement this morning that the company is committing $2 million to support displaced Ukrainians in the war. Thank you so much. Now, to the students here today and to those of you who I know are joining remotely, thank you for the privilege of your time. I'm going to be addressing many issues and current events today, and you might be thinking, can we just get on with this? I really just want to get a job. And I got to tell you, I well understand that eagerness, but I can assure you that much of what I discuss today will confront you sooner than you think. And we're all going to be counting on you to lead us. All right. How's that? Y'all hear me? All right, good. So this is the perfect place for the 2022 NAM State of Manufacturing Address, because the future of advanced manufacturing here in this area is as bright as the desert sun. And today, as we all know, it's pretty bright. So I appreciate the very nice day that you all have provided to us. For each of the last 9 months, this is a statistic I think is extremely important. For each of the past 9 months, manufacturers in America have had more than 800,000 open jobs in our industry, 800,000 chances to launch a well-paying career. Here in Arizona, there were more than 11,000 openings in just the first 45 days of 2022. There's hardly been more opportunities for future manufacturing workers, innovators, designers, technicians, creators. We're a $2.6 trillion industry with more than 12.5 million manufacturing workers and counting. And the vast majority of manufacturing leaders today say that they're optimistic about the future. And that's why I'm so confident and so pleased to report to you today that the state of manufacturing in America is resilient. Forces are aligning to make this a manufacturing decade, but to see that all come to fruition, well, we've got to make the right choices today. So let's talk about some of those choices that we need to make. First, we need to inspire the workforce of today and tomorrow. From Arizona to Arkansas, from California to Connecticut, from Nevada to New York, manufacturers are saying more than help wanted. We're saying creators wanted. That's the message of this first-of-a-kind mobile experience that's behind me. And you can see this in action on Monday and Tuesday, and we hope you'll all join us for a real demonstration. The NAM and the Manufacturing Institute have been traveling the country with this Creators Wanted campaign, introducing thousands of young people and those who are seeking a new opportunity to a high-tech, hands-on career that they may have never considered before, a career in modern manufacturing. And as part of the Creators Wanted campaign, we're not just inspiring them. We're going to help educate and empower them with an online tool called Creators Connect. And that's going to show them where the real jobs are right now and the education and the training that they can access to get a job in the future. Here's the thing about manufacturing. Once you see it in action, man, you're hooked. You can't help but want to be part of it. Students at Chandler Gilbert and Mesa Community College, you already know this. You're honing your skills so that you can go to work in advanced manufacturing, maybe even at a place like Intel here in Arizona, or maybe into the booming biotechnology and pharmaceutical sectors that are not just creating jobs here in the Grand Canyon State, but also saving lives throughout the world. And of course, sporting goods, food and beverage, and aerospace and defense manufacturers, just like the leaders who are with us here today. We also need parents, teachers, mentors, and elected officials to be our champions. If there are young people in your life who you care about, tell them about careers that are exciting, high-paying, hiring right now, and making a difference in people's lives. Today's modern manufacturing leaders are building more inclusive workplaces, welcoming people from all backgrounds, and finding new ways to support our employees once they're hired. In addition to generous pay and health care, retirement, and other benefits, many are going that extra mile to help out working parents as well. Wisconsin Aluminum Foundry, for example, they've started reimbursing employees for child care on top of their other very generous benefits. Vermeer Corporation in Pella, Iowa, well, they've got full on-site child care. And to help workers advance in their careers, companies are investing in upskilling programs so that people can keep improving their skills as technology advances throughout their careers. They're future-proofing their jobs. Every day, manufacturers are rolling out all kinds of new advanced technologies to sharpen our competitive edge, the kind of technology that's part of the experience behind me here. Robotics, 3D printing, artificial intelligence, smart factories, virtual reality, biotechnology. Now that means one really important thing. We need people. Automation does not replace workers. Automation empowers them to do more creative things. And by the way, the metaverse isn't just a playground for Mark Zuckerberg. It's also a place where manufacturing innovation will be possible. So again, there's never been a better time to launch a manufacturing career than now. But if for some reason you still need convincing, just go to creatorswanted.org. Now, second, we must choose to do everything in our power to keep our workforce and our workplaces safe. Manufacturers have championed the COVID-19 vaccine from the very beginning. Heck, we made the vaccine. So our message to Americans is simple. Get vaxxed, get boosted, mask up when the situation demands, and we can save lives so that we can get on with our lives. And third, we need to enact good policies. Did you see President Biden's State of the Union address on Tuesday? Well, manufacturing It was a central theme. And over again, our industry won applause from both sides of the political aisle. I don't think there's any industry that has such bipartisan appeal, but we need to match that applause with the right policies. So I want to shout out some kudos to leaders in Arizona who have made this a great place to do business. And a big thank you from the entire industry to both of Arizona's sitting senators, Kirsten Sinema and Mark Kelly, for supporting the bipartisan infrastructure law. That deserves some applause. Thank them very much. It was a tough vote. That's the biggest deal for our industry since the Eisenhower presidency. It's the biggest deal for infrastructure since the Eisenhower presidency. Manufacturers have pushed multiple Congresses and successive presidents to get something like that done. But thanks to your senators, working with Democrats and Republicans and with President Biden, we finally got it across the line. It's going to make our lives better, and it's going to make it easier for manufacturers in America to compete with China. And if Congress can get infrastructure done, well, really, they can pass immigration reform. I don't have to tell Arizonans what needs to happen. Secure the border, give protection to dreamers and to those for whom America is their only home. Provide an appropriate and balanced path to legalization, and bring in talent that meets our economic needs. We've always been a nation of immigrants, but we need immigration now more than ever before. If we don't welcome more immigrants legally, two things are going to happen. First, that talent will go to other countries to outcompete us, taking away sales from American companies. And second, our population could shrink. With the current birth rates, American population growth is slowing and it could start declining. It's virtually impossible to have an aging, shrinking population and at the same time grow the economy in a way that improves people's lives. Immigration is the solution. But even that's not enough. There are more things Congress needs to tackle, like reinstating the tax incentives that allow us to lead on research and development. And we have to also resolve the supply chain issues. President Biden recently announced plans to hold ocean carriers accountable for soaring shipping costs. That's a great step in the right direction to bring down the prices manufacturers have to pay to move our essential goods and products. But if we're really going to outcompete China and other countries, then we need Congress to finish up the global competitiveness bill that they're working on and get it to the president for his signature. There's a lot on the table that we want in the final version: anti-counterfeiting measures, STEM workforce development, essential trade provisions, supply chain resiliency, and the CHIPS Act, which is going to create a surge in domestic semiconductor manufacturing. Now that one's big because everything we use today, and you all know this, everything we use today, cars, home appliances, phones, medical devices, computers, you name it, they all have a chip in it. And if we make more of those chips, we're going to get fewer of those dreaded emails saying shipment delayed. And if we expand capacity by making those chips right here in America, we'll have even more high-tech opportunities in places like Arizona. So Congress, if you care about manufacturing, get this bill done and get it done right. And when the final bill is voted on, leave out the trade restrictions and the labor laws that are anti-worker. You know, there's nothing wrong with deciding to join a union, but it really needs to be your private decision. We don't need the federal government ending the secret ballot in union elections. Too many times there have been attempts by Congress and this administration to use the government's power to grow union membership. They've been unsuccessful so far, but quite frankly, enough is enough. So now the fourth choice that will determine our future. We must not give in to the temptation to roll back policies that are actually working. Number one on that list is tax reform that President Trump signed into law in 2017. For more than a year, some politicians have tried to raise taxes on manufacturers. They tried it with the COVID relief bill. They tried it with infrastructure. They tried it with Build Back Better. And 3 times manufacturers said, don't do this. And we won. The voices of moderation in the Senate prevailed. And this is why.
Since tax reform, manufacturers have kept our promises to raise wages, hire more workers, and invest in our communities. Pivot Manufacturing in Phoenix is a great example. CEO Steve Macias, he's here with us today, says that the business was stagnating in 2017. But after tax reform, everything changed. The company was able to invest in advanced manufacturing equipment, which meant they could recruit a math and tech-focused workforce. They could establish a new apprenticeship and mentorship model, and they set themselves on a strong growth trajectory. Tax reform, well, it's been rocket fuel for our economy. It's the foundation on which we'll build this manufacturing decade. But if Congress repeals it, or if they hit us with some other taxes that they've concocted, like the so-called book tax, well, they'll pull the rug right out from under our recovery. And Arizona families and American families, they're the ones that are going to feel the pain. Now, smart energy policy is also just as important as smart tax policy. Policies that provide the reliable energy upon which manufacturers count, while still leading the way on sustainability and climate. And that's especially true today with the global turbulence that has been created by Vladimir Putin and Russia. So all of this and more is on our policy roadmap called Competing to Win. And you can find that at nam.org/competing to win. Congress followed our roadmap with the infrastructure bill. They followed it very, very closely. And look, we've got historic achievement. So if Congress follows Competing to Win on other issues, it's going to be the American people who will win. And elected officials will win the support of manufacturing workers. And it's voting, democracy, that brings me to the final choice facing our industry and our country. We must choose to safeguard the values and the institutions that make manufacturing in America possible in the first place. Manufacturers believe in, and the NAM has worked to advance, 4 core values that have made America exceptional and that keep our industry strong. And those values are free enterprise, competitiveness, individual liberty, and equal opportunity. Underpinning all of those values, the foundation of it all, is our constitutional republic, our democratic system. But there's a lot of people in the United States who are losing faith in that system. One recent poll found that 64% of Americans say that U.S. democracy is in crisis or at risk of failing. There's a lot of politicians and media figures who have tried to undermine elections, and instead of using their platforms to bring us together and to strengthen democracy here and around the world, they use disinformation and vitriol to divide us. It's troubling, and it threatens our very way of life. 8 decades ago, manufacturers in America were the arsenal of democracy. We mobilized and we built the supplies to defeat foreign forces trying to destroy freedom, our republic, and others like it in a world war. Today, America faces new threats to our democracy, including those threats from within. And once again, manufacturers stand proudly on the side of protecting and preserving American democracy and our constitutional republic. Business is one of the most trusted institutions in the world, according to recent research. So businesses can uniquely use our platforms for good. And what more noble cause is there, really, than defending the democratic system that makes our liberty and our industry's success possible? When you see and hear what some people are saying, honestly, it can be easy to lose faith. Violence is never the answer, and yet some are calling it legitimate discourse. It's ugly, but I still have faith in this American experiment because there's far more good in the hearts of our fellow Americans, and if we can unleash it, then we can safeguard freedom for the next generation. I'm going to close today by quoting a great Arizonan and an American hero, the late Senator John McCain, who knew more about defending freedom than many of us ever will. My friends, he said, if you find faults with our country, make it a better one. If you're disappointed with the mistakes of government, join its ranks and work to correct them. Enlist in our armed forces, become a teacher, enter the ministry, run for public office, feed a hungry child, teach an illiterate adult to read, comfort the afflicted, defend the rights of the oppressed. Our country will be the better, and you will be the happier, because nothing brings greater happiness in life than to serve a cause greater than yourself. End quote. I've always believed, and these past 2 years have reinforced, that manufacturers are in the business of causes greater than ourselves. From building the arsenal to win a world war decades ago, to pioneering the treatment to defeat today's diseases and pandemics, we change the world. And that remains our purpose today. Manufacturers are lining up to hire young people ready to begin their careers, or to hire experienced people who are ready for a change. So to any of those people who are listening today, we're ready for you. Your mission awaits. And in this job, in this career, you might just find a cause greater than yourself, a higher purpose more rewarding than any you ever dreamed of. And to once again quote Senator McCain, nothing brings greater happiness in life. I want to thank you all so much for being here with us today and for being a part of the State of Manufacturing Address.